Hey everybody, and welcome to another video from the Traveling Therapist. I'm basically just doing this on the fly. I'm doing this on my phone. It's actually Thanksgiving. um, but I really wanted to address this because I've had a couple of people asking me about it, and the last person that asked me about it is someone that's very dear to my heart and someone that actually deals with these situations all the time. So today I'm actually gonna talk about what do you do if you are approached by someone you care about, friend or a colleague or a family member, and this person just kind of unloads on you. And maybe you had no idea what they were going through, or maybe you knew that something was going on, but the person hadn't quite opened up yet, and you were just kind of waiting to see what happened. And what do you do in the moment? How do you support them? How do you help them? So I'm going to give you some tips on what it is that I do as a therapist, and some that helps create that safe space to help my clients feel supported, helps them feel listened to, so that they can actually open up and share and feel like they have a place to talk to, that's safe and non-judgmental. Just one very specific thing that I want to say right off the bat is, if you're someone that is highly sensitive emotionally, and you have not learned how to ground, you haven't learned how to deal with negative energy or emotions, and you're triggered whenever you're around negative energy or negative emotions. If you're someone that suffers from trauma, someone that's going through depression and anxiety yourself, or other mental health illnesses that may trigger depressive thoughts or depressive moods, be very careful attempting this, because you may be exposing yourself to a situation where you could be triggered, and your own depression could be triggered. And oftentimes people that finally find their voice and finally decide to open up may not have the boundaries needed to really realize when they're triggering the other person's trauma. So that's my one caveat, is I will give you some suggestions. If you are a highly sensitive person, or if you're going through your own trauma, I'll give you some suggestions on what you can do to help your loved one. But primarily this video is for someone who is in a state of mind, an emotional state, that they feel like they can set proper boundaries, they can be supportive, they can be open to strong emotions coming from somebody that they love. Because sometimes the person that is unloading on you, I would say most of the time, they're going to be unloading a lot of negativity, a lot of sadness. There's probably going to be some things that may make you feel extremely upset. There may be some things that you've never heard of before that this person might have done or might have experienced, and you're going to feel very emotional about it. So just know that there are consequences to allowing people and giving people this sort of opening. And most of the time, people that are non-therapists, people that are not trained, do it out of love and compassion, and they get torn down, they get depressed, they get worn out emotionally. It's just so draining. So I'll give you some suggestions if you have had a history of trauma, or you have some concerns about that, and how you can still help your loved ones. But let's start just by going from the point of view of, you do feel like you can set boundaries, you do feel like you're emotionally ready to talk to people in your life that could use your help, and let's just start there. So what is the first thing that I do whenever a person walks into my office and decides that they're going to be talking about their trauma and their feelings, like depression, anxiety, feelings of suicide, thoughts of suicide, things like that. The first thing that I do is I just give them a chance to talk. So if, put down your phone, turn off the TV. If you're in the middle of a party, just go to a private spot. Just give them the opportunity and the space to open up. That's the very first thing. Make eye contact. That's the next thing. Make sure that they know I'm here. I see you. The next thing is let the person know that you're listening. You can tell them things like, please go on, I'm listening. I never knew about this. I'd really like to know more. I'm here for you. So let them know that you're listening. It's really, really easy to go straight into this mindset of judgment or questioning, or sometimes you're just so blown away, you just want to ask a million things. Focus on the other person. Focus on them. Let them tell you their story. That's the most important thing. So how do you get them to tell you their story? Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask, but why, how come, things like that. Those are judgment questions. Don't ask yes or no questions. Ask questions like, tell me more. Okay, I hear what you're saying. What else happened? And, but what, and you can say like, what did that make you feel? How did you feel about that? Or, how long have you been feeling this way? Or just things that get the person to keep talking and keep digging and keep really opening up. Through this whole thing, you want to just put aside any judgment. It doesn't matter if you're someone that has never had, let's say, for example, this person is coming out to you that they are gay. And you've never known anyone that's gay, or you've never had anyone come out to you or said anything to you, and you don't know how you feel about it. You know what? You can feel about it however you want to feel about it after you have given your loved one the chance to just share. You can explore your own feelings after you're done letting them open up. So whatever the judgment in your mind is, whatever the preset conceptions, the misconceptions, just anything that might be from your childhood, from culture, from society, whatever, just let it go for that moment and just focus on the person. Once that's done and you feel like the person has opened up and told you what they needed to say, then just let them know. Like, if you feel emotionally stable enough to say this, let them know, no matter what, thank you so much for sharing this. I love you. I'm here for you no matter what you need. I just want you to know that you're not alone and that you can call me, you can text me. I will go with you if you want to seek out help. I'll support you. I'll listen. This is an offer that you have to make because you are fully prepared to go and respect that offer. So definitely is not something that you should be saying lightly, because, and I stress this, people who are in crisis don't have the insight to really set boundaries. Once they've opened up, oftentimes, and they find someone that's supportive, they can call you in the middle of the night, they can text you in the middle of the night, they can, they do not have the insight to focus on boundaries. So it will be your job to understand that when you make that commitment to this person, you have to know when it's time to set your own boundaries, when it's too much, when you need to start seeking out help. So this is what I suggest to people that want to support their loved ones, want to help their loved ones, want to encourage communication with their loved ones who may be struggling and are ready to open up and are emotionally able to do it. Now, if you are struggling with your own emotional difficulties, if you're having a hard time yourself, you can share a little bit of what you're going through as well, just enough to let the person know that you empathize and that you understand. But also, I would go more from a proactive point of view, and I would tell them, if you yourself are seeking help, I would tell them about what you're doing to seek help. I would tell them about some of the resources out there that they can use, like 211. There's suicide hotlines and there's support hotlines. And I would support them by saying, I've been hoping that I could have someone that would go with me I've heard that there's this support group for people with anxiety and depression, or I've heard that there's a support group for people that are going through grief or that are struggling with drug addiction. And I've been looking for someone to go with me, or I've been, and just encourage them to participate and make them part of a team so that they feel like, hey, I'm not alone. We're doing this together. So that's how you can help while also helping yourself if you yourself are struggling. And finally, don't think that you need to take everything on your own. With love, with patience, as you see that maybe they're getting a little bit ready or more mentally prepared to seek help, just tell them, do you feel like I could help you in any way to get help? Maybe I can go with you to see a therapist or a counselor, or I could go with you to a group, or, don't feel like you have to do the whole thing on your own. You start by opening that conversation, which is vital. You start by being that shoulder that person can lean on, which is so, so, so important. You're the first line of defense. And then as time goes by and you continue to provide the support and you see that person may be either getting worse or maybe getting a little bit better, whichever, you start to introduce options that they can do to help themselves in the long run and just really, really, really deal. That's my tidbit on how you can support a friend whenever they open up to you about their mental health struggle. If you want me to talk a little bit about how you discuss specific subjects with that person, like grief or depression or suicide, please leave me a note and I'll make another video on what to do after the first initial conversation and that first initial venting session. All right? You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving and good luck to everybody out there trying to do the good work. And I'll see you on the next video.